right. Well, again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the Agent Update and Training webinar. Like I was saying before, you probably didn't catch everything that I said because of the bad audio connection, but we are going to go through and review several things on tonight's call that have been released since the beginning of our informational run from starting in April, on April 8th. We're not going to cover everything that's been released. We're going to cover some of the main things that we seem to be getting most inquiries here at the home office from agents wanting to get some clarification and information and more details on. So tonight, again, we're not going to go over any new releases tonight on information, but we are definitely going to cover some of the main points of information that we've been releasing. So without any further delay, I am going to go ahead and get the time turned over to my business partner and friend, Mr. John Wishenko, and he's going to go ahead and get us started off, and we'll go to that point. John, are you there?
Thanks, Skylar. Yes, I am. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. So what we've got kind of going on, just moving in a whole new direction. We're going to review a lot of the new tools and just do a quick overview. But basically, on our new replicated sites, every agent has a replicated site which you can rebrand, and I'll cover that. Basically, so your replicated sites are worthaccount.com, and let's see, I just want to make sure you're viewing what I'm viewing. Okay, yep. Okay, so basically you've got your replicated sites. Now these new sites they are targeting the book. So we have replicated book site, and that is Bookcentric. And basically you've got worthaccount.com / your agent ID number, or you can in your back office rebrand that. And so, you know, this one's rebranded as Super Agent. From there, these sites will act like a net, and basically as that client enters in their name and email address, that is going to dump into your back office. So it's going to show up, so like Bruce Wayne put in his information, it's going to show up in here. You're going to get an email that this new client has ended up in your back office. And you can also use your back office to enter in a client and then send them a unique ID. So it'll send them this unique ID that will end up tracking whether or not they've downloaded the book, whether they've started reading the book, how much they've read of the book, and then these icons in here, which are a little bit highlighted right now, like the analysis is darkened, you'll be able to see, so these aren't darkened, so you might not be able to see them too well, but basically the book will be darkened. It'll show up as you mouse over it, how much of a percentage they've read. Also, if they watch the videos on the site, so you kind of have a little bit of an idea of whether your prospect is moving along in the path that we want them to move along in. And so there are two sites. One is the video-centric site, and then the other one is the book site. The video-centric is the same thing. They can, you know, you can advertise these on Google, Facebook. You can just put them out there, send people to your sites, and then when a customer fills out their name and information, it is going to drag and drop into your back office. And then you're going to get an email letting you know, notifying you that, you know, somebody has been on your site, and you can see who's been there and what they've done so far, if they've downloaded the book, how much of the videos they've read, that kind of stuff. So as they put in their information, you know, it's going to show up in your back office, allowing you to contact them and follow up with them. You've also got the ability from, you can send them the videos. So in your back office, you create a contact and then you send them, and you can do it to either site. You can send them the video site or the book-centric site. And on this one, you know, we're looking at the videos centric site. As you send that to them, it's going to track whether or not they've watched the videos, because it's sending them a unique link. So it's worthaccount.com/, in this case, we've got our super agent, and then it creates a unique URL, and based on that URL, we're tracking what they've done. So you can target a prospect, and you can take this site, the video-centric site and the book-centric site, and collect clients that'll dump into your back office, and you'll get an email alert when that has happened. So this is basically allowing you to go through and cultivate clients. So logging into your back office, we've made a few changes. Your steps to getting started, getting going, and basically as you log in, you've got download and read the ebook, so you kind of have an idea of what the product is, how it works, what's going on. Continue reading the ebook, so as you do these things, it's updating you as to what you have left to do. Get your 30% wholesale discount. Run my analysis now. Get started with your Worth account on your 30%. Activate your account and take advantage of that 30% discount. Build your team. This is a very important site. As you click on these buttons, they'll take you to different places in your back office to help orient you as to how the back office works, where you're going to be able to do this. Share your opportunity site. So that's going to take you to your team, and it's going to show you your different links that you can send out and start to share those. Run your first client analysis, and that's going to take you into your prospect section right up here and start filling out an analysis. Close your first sale. Go to prospects. So those are different things and goals, but then we've also added a Getting Started tab. So this tab right here, Getting Started, has all of this information all laid out for you to get started, to help you get going, get your feet wet, going in the right direction, and everything else. So now we've also added, so these are all tools to help you build, grow your business, get going as an agent with Worth Unlimited. So career path, this is new as also in the back office. And basically, you know, an agent, next rank is supervisor. And then you click on this button, Show Requirements, and as you click on that button, it's going to open up something that looks like this. So your rank requirements, so in this right here, we've got either of the following: direct to director, so you can do one sale in the first 30 days between, you know, those dates of when you signed on as a new agent. And so that's basically showing you the direct to director path, or you've got the traditional path. Now the traditional path is a little longer, not as easy, definitely, and this is something that, this is a major reason why you're going to want to try to hit direct to director. So you've got to, you know, do your personal volume of 2,100, and you've got to do your branch volume, so you've got to do team volume of 4,000, so $6,000 in volume, or roughly 3 activations, 3 sales. So then your supervisor to director, same thing, you're going to click Show Requirements. It's going to open it up, and you're going to see, you know, your next rank, and either direct to director, so you're going to qualify with the 1 sale, or the traditional path down here. And, you know, you've got, so far, you know, maybe you missed the direct to director within the first 30 days. And so you've got, you know, $3,900 in volume done. You've got 8,077 remaining. So that's your next path. You got to hit 6 sales to get there. So anyways, that's kind of another tool that we've added in the back office to show you what rank you've got left to go. You've also got up here your path. So right here we're on supervisor, then you're going to go to director, managing director, executive director, all the way up to partner. So you can see where you're at, what you've got left to do, what your goals are to hit, you know, partner, because that's what we want to build, is a bunch of partners with Worth Unlimited to help us take out debt throughout our country. So anyways, those are some of the new tools that we've just launched, and hopefully, you know, you've tuned into those. But if not, also in your back office under news is another place where you can see those recorded videos, and we post those live or those live recordings every week and you can go through and review that content. So with that, basically what we want to do is turn some time over to my business partner, Skylar. He's going to cover some other new things with you as well. So I'm going to go to that point. We're going to turn some time over to Skylar Whitman. Skylar, here you go, man.
Okay, thanks so much, John. So the stuff that I have to go over with you tonight is actually not completely new. John just said some new stuff. This was actually stuff that we did cover last week. But we've actually, for many of you that are on the call right now, you may be some of the individuals that have been calling into agent support wanting to get just a little bit more clarification on the material that we went through and released last week about the certified field closer and the agent closer training calls that are now a part of our weekly training webinars. So for those of you that joined us on Saturday's call, where Miss Darlene Preston got on and did an absolutely fantastic job training on how to run an analysis. If we could, I'd love to be able to get some people's feedback in the question comment section of the GoToMeeting system to kind of just get your feedback and thoughts. If you have compliments or feedback or anything on Darlene's presentation that she did on Saturday, that would be absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's see here. Okay, lots of awesome comments here. Thank you so much. She was great, fantastic. She was amazing. This is great. Okay, now one thing that I do want to mention to you is that if you have questions, please do go enter them in the questions section, because once this training call is over, we're going to go through and answer the questions and do the very best that we can to get your questions answered. Wow, there's a ton of positive comments coming in about Darlene's training. And Darlene's training, Saturday training, morning training, was recorded and it is posted in the agent back office right now in the news section. So anybody that was not able to be on that call, or if you'd ever want to, or whenever you want to review that call, just log into your agent back office and it's right there in the news section. So again, before I go further on in our presentation tonight, touching on the training that took place this last Saturday, Darlene went through and trained on how to run an analysis. So for those of you that are wondering about that, either running an analysis for yourself or running an analysis for a prospect, please be sure to log into your agent back office and review that training, because that training, Saturday's training, is actually training class number 1 of a 3-part training that Darlene, Ms. Preston, will be doing on a regular basis. But we are going through and recording the first 3 so that people can go through and view them anytime they want, but we will be recording her ongoing trainings as well. So, okay, so moving ahead, going on to the field closer training information that we touched on last week's webinar. These trainings will include how to run a savings analysis, as we just touched on. The second training, or the second of 3, is training on how to present and close the worth account. And then the third training is training on how to collect payment and activate your clients. So, and I'm going to touch base on the training schedule here, just to make sure that we're all clear on what's being rolled out. Normally, these trainings will be held every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, okay, so Eastern Daylight Time. That will be the normal ongoing training schedule. But we wanted to actually get these trainings rolled out at a little bit faster pace than that. And so we're going to go through and just make sure that you have a little bit of a clear understanding of the accelerated rollout schedule for these trainings that are coming up. So, okay, to register, go to your agent back office homepage, scroll down to the upcoming webinar section, and click register for the field closer training webinar. So again, there's a 3-part training to the field closer training. One was held this last Saturday, and then we will be holding the next one this Thursday, June 27th, at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The next training will be on Monday, July 1st, at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, in place of the regular field training call. So in other words, next Monday's normal training call time will be the third closer training class that is given by Miss Darlene Preston. So again, this Thursday will be the second training. A week from today, Monday, will be the third closer training. So please mark your schedules to plan on that. And we will have those links. I believe John may already have those links live in the agent back office, but if not, they will be live after tonight's call. So you can get registered and plan on those trainings. Okay, so don't want to close your own prospects. Again, I'm going to review just a little bit of the information that's included in these trainings. You focus on generating leads and setting appointments, which is fantastic. In fact, let me just touch on this point. We have some of the leaders in the company, very top leaders, that all they do, well, not all they do, but one of the main things they focus on is generating leads and setting appointments. They don't focus on closing their own sales, and that's okay. We have some leaders that focus on generating the leads and closing their own appointments, and then some leaders that focus just on generating the appointments, generating the leads and setting appointments. So we have, leaders that go both ways. So if you want to focus on generating your own leads and setting the appointments, then the certified field closers will present to and close your appointments for you. So I want to go into a little bit about how that breaks down. 10% of the purchase price will be paid to the certified field closers with each sale. So as a quick example, on a $3,500 worth account sale, we'll just use the example of $3,500 for the worth account sale. If you're at the executive director level, then if you are the one that generated that lead and set up that appointment and it ends up getting closed, but not by you, you would get paid $1,175 for that referral. Then the certified field closer gets paid 10% of the sale price, which on a $3,500 sale would be $350. And, okay, I apologize. Looks like we just had the webinar go down. If you can hold on with me for just one moment, looks like we lost our screen here. I'm not sure what happened, a little bit of a technical difficulty. I do apologize. Every once in a while we have these glitches with GoToMeeting and GoToWebinar, and we are not quite sure what causes this to happen. But anyway, I know what's on this slide. I'll just go through it verbally until we have it back up. Basically, there are two different commissions that you can receive. One is the referral commission, and one is the closer commission. So it looks like we may have the slide back up here, and we just need to push this live. I do apologize. Let me get this back up. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I do apologize about that. Okay, so moving forward here. Okay, we are having some technical difficulties here. I do apologize. I do not know what's going on with this. John is currently looking at it. But anyway, the commissions are set up on a two-part, two-commission process. One is the referral commission, and then the other one is the closer commission. Now, you can receive both the referral commission and the closer commission if you want to generate your own lead and you want to go through and present and close your own prospect. On a $3,500 sale at the executive director level, you would make the full $1,525 on that between the two commission categories. But again, if you just want to be the referral agent and make the $1,175, and then let a certified field closer go through and close the appointment for you, then they would go through and make $350. One thing that I would like to point out that is a huge advantage about doing it that way is if you want to focus on being as proficient and efficient as you possibly can be at generating the leads and setting appointments, then you can actually make a very rewarding income doing just that, you and your team members. And then the $350 amount on this example would go to the closer. Now, in all actuality, you're not losing out on any commission by going about doing it that way. And the reason why is because at least in the beginning, when you may be inexperienced as an agent, then the certified field closers have got an absolutely fantastic track record when it comes to closing appointments. And so just as a quick example, if you were to go through and set, 10 appointments, and if you personally were to go through and present and work to close those appointments, say that in the very beginning, because you're just getting started, getting rolling, say that your closing percentage is not quite where you want it to be, and you close maybe 1 to 2 out of 10 appointments. Now, I'm not saying that's how everyone's will be, but just as a generic example, and say that a certified field closer's success ratio in closing those same appointments was maybe 3 or 4 compared to 1 or 2. Well, you just increased your commission significantly because of the higher closing percentage. But again, once you are trained and fully aware how to go through and present your prospects, then you can go through and be both the referral agent and the closing agent and make both commission categories for yourself. So, okay, so how to assist prospects, how to assign prospects to a certified field closer. You can either call in to the home office at 877-576-5563 and ask them to schedule your prospect with a certified field closer for a free analysis appointment. Now, when we go through and say for a free analysis appointment, it's not just a free analysis appointment when you're calling up and scheduling this with a certified field closer. They don't just go through and run an analysis. They will go through and run the analysis for your prospect, but then they will also go through and present their analysis results, and then they will do their best to, carry it through to the end and help your prospect get activated on the program. So there's been a few questions that have been coming in, people asking, can we just refer it to our prospect to the home office to get their analysis run, and then can we go through and present and close for them? Please, let's not do it that way. That's not the way that the certified field closer side of things is meant to function. The field closer is set up to go through and run the analysis, present the program to them, answer their questions, activate them on the program, and get them going all the way through to the end. Okay, so just want to make sure that that's as clear as can possibly be. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so you can either call into the home office and have agent support set up that appointment for you, or you can schedule an analysis appointment with the certified field closer for your prospect right from your agent back office. Now, here's the part where a few people did go through and call up agent support and had questions about how to go into your agent back office and schedule those appointments. So we're just going to roll through that really, really quick. Again, this call is recorded, and we will get it posted so you can review this. But basically what you need to do is you go into your agent back office, go into your prospect section. You can see up here at the top of the screen. Go into prospects, and then what you want to do is if you don't have your prospects information already loaded back here in prospects, then all you need to do is go over here to the new prospect button and click on new prospect. Once you've clicked on the new prospect tab, we're not going to pull that up right now, but once you click on new prospect, then it will just bring up a data entry screen where you can go through and enter their name, their email address, their address, their contact information, all of the stuff that it asks for to generate a new prospect, you can enter, and then you hit save. And then, as you see all of these different names that appear here in the prospect section, that's where you will see your new prospect show up. So let's just say that we just entered John Jones in the prospect section, and we click on John Jones. So you see how John Jones is highlighted right now. Then you would go over here, and you see where it says Assign. You would go through and you would click on Assign. Once you click on Assign, then it will bring up this window that says Assign Prospect. Please select how you would like to assign this prospect. Now, let's define what assign means. When you're assigning a prospect, you are transferring their information over to someone other than yourself for the purpose of having their analysis run, having the program presented to them, and getting closed on the program, getting activated on the program. So what you would do is you would go through and either click on Assign to a Home Office Coach, which is on there right now. That's the example we'll use for now. Or if you have somebody in your team that you want to assign it to and let them go through and run their analysis and present and close the client, you can do that, and you would click on Assign to a specific agent. We're not going to go through that right now. That's one of the least selected options that people choose to go with, but you can absolutely assign it to another agent, and we can go over that at another time, but it's very self-explanatory once you go through and click on that. So again, once you go through and you click on Assign to Home Office Coach, then it says, please select an available date for your analysis appointment. Once you go through and you click on this field here, it will go through and pull up a calendar, and then you can go through and you can click on the month and the date that you want that to occur, or that your prospect wants to have that appointment, and then you'll go through and you will select the date or the time. So it goes through and indicates 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Now that's just defaulted. When you get into the system, you'll notice that it defaults to 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. You'll need to go through and click on the down arrow and put in the actual time that your prospect would like to have their appointment. And then once you've done that, you'll come over here. I apologize. You'll come over here and click on Assign. Once you click on Assign, then you'll go through and see in your notes over here, Prospect Assigned. Now, real quick, it does show here John Jones. Again, John Jones was the one that we were giving the example of how to go through and assign. And right here it says Prospect Assigned to a Home Office Coach. Requested appointment time is June 18th at 8:30 a.m. So hopefully that's pretty clear. And then what will happen from there is our home office staff will go through and make contact with your prospect to verify the appointment date and time. Now, if you can help us out, can help the home office coach out by going through and following up with your prospect and verifying the day and time with them, making sure that they show up for their appointment, you'll have a much greater chance of success, and that prospect will have a much better chance of remembering their appointment, showing up, and getting the information that they need. So as it shows, your prospect has now been assigned to the home office. And we put a note here on the screen. This appointment time is tentative. A corporate field presenter will contact your prospect to confirm. Now, basically, up to this point, pretty much all of the appointments that have been scheduled have been able to be met. There are some times where there may be a scheduling conflict that was unforeseen. And so basically what will happen is the home office staff will go through and they will confirm with your prospect the day and time that works, but they'll also get a secondary day and time that will work for your prospect, just so that we have a backup appointment time in case the first requested appointment time really does not work out in the end. So now, as we announced on last week's call, you, as an independent agent, can become a certified field closer, or what we refer to as a CFC. So you will be able to be one of these individuals that we were just talking about that goes through and presents and answers questions and closes appointments for other field agents. So basically you go through present and close appointments that other agents have set, and you get paid 10% of the sale price on each appointment you close. So again, if the sale price was $3,500, then you would make the $350. If the sale price was $2,500, you'd make $250, and so on. So hopefully you get the point. But so example, $3,500. So yeah, I got a little bit ahead of myself there. How many clients can you help? Now, I do know that some of our certified field closers have had upwards of 3 appointments a day. Now, it's not that way day in and day out, but as the company grows and becomes bigger and there's a lot greater need for more of these appointments, there will be appointments stacking up on a fairly regular basis. And now we're not going to overload this position. We're not going to go through and put on, 100 certified field closers when there's only, 10 appointments a day. We're going to go through and build these positions in line with the need of the appointments, but one thing we want to make sure is that there's always enough certified field closers, qualified certified field closers for what the appointment needs are, so that appointments are being made, they're being made and kept, and the certified field closers are able to keep a fairly consistent volume of appointments for the time slots that they have open. So anyway, actually I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. So there's a few requirements to become a certified field closer. To start, you need to successfully have closed a minimum of 5 personal worth account sales. Okay, that's truly not a big deal right there. That can be accomplished and achieved within a short period of time if you're dedicated and get out there and use the tools that have been given to you to be able to help you succeed as an independent agent. And then you do need to complete the 3-hour training. That's the 3 training courses that we were talking about tonight. One has already been given this last Saturday. The second one will be given this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then the third one, again, will be given on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, in place of the regular agent training call. And then sign and honor a CFC conduct agreement. Now, what that agreement is it's just stating that you promise as a CFC that you will not attempt to take other people's agents or sales. I mean, that's just, right there, something that would be expected. We want everybody to feel comfortable when they go through and set their appointments with a CFC in order to be able to have a quality worth account presentation made, and everybody's happy. Everybody's helping each other out. So, and once you become certified, you can start receiving savings analysis appointments. And as I was saying before, we want to make sure that the balance between appointments and the number of CFCs is a good quality balance, so appointments will be assigned as available, and hopefully that makes pretty good sense. So again, if we announced this on last week's call, and there are some people on the call tonight that already know about this, but if you have already sent in your information to agent support indicating that you would like to become a CFC, just know that if you have not been contacted yet, they're not ignoring you. We just truly have a very busy schedule going on here at the home office, but do know that we will be getting back with you as soon as we possibly can to follow up with you and help you get started. So if you're interested in becoming a CFC, just send an email to agent support as it shows on the screen, support@worthunlimited.com, and state that you're interested in becoming a CFC. And we will make sure to get that information out to you as soon as possible. All right, well, that is pretty much the information that I had to go over with you tonight. Now, one thing that I want to touch on before we switch over to our next amazing presenter is the information, the tools, the resources, everything that we've been launching and putting together up to this point is building up to a pretty big deal come July 16th. If there's anybody on this call who has the availability to join us on the July 16th call actually every call. We absolutely encourage you to join us for every call, but if you can, please do mark out that date, July 16th, on your calendar, because we are going to be covering some pretty awesome stuff. In my mind, I don't see how people cannot succeed with this opportunity, with the completion of this exciting round of stuff that we've been working on that will be finished being released on July 16th. So keep going, keep pushing. You will not regret building your team extra big right now. You will not regret working to get as many prospects signed up on the Worth account as you can. All of that is going to be a part of the rewards and benefits and excitement that comes out on the July 16th call. And everything that you do up to this point will benefit you significantly if you continue to keep your foot on the gas. The stuff that's coming out will reward you very well, and I know it's hard. You're just kind of having to take our word for it at this point, but just know that the stuff that we will be releasing between now and then on the July 16th call is stuff that has been in the works for quite a long time, and we're super excited to get really what we're referring to as our starting point launched as of July 16th. So without any further delay, I am going to go ahead and turn the time over to Mr. Steve Young, our national president. I'm sorry, got all these titles floating around everywhere. Our president of marketing and sales, Mr. Steve Young. Are you there, Steve?
I am, Skylar, and thank you. How are you, sir? And good evening, everybody.
Good. How are you?
I'm far better than I deserve and grateful for it, sir. And I got to tell you, I'm not blowing smoke or hype, and I hope all of you are listening because I get to do some fun stuff tonight, a little different for you all. And I'm sitting here listening to Skylar and John, and I'm saying, my goodness, right now for $49, and you have only, if I'm doing my math right, 22 days left to introduce somebody for $49, they get to purchase a business in a box. You've got to be kidding me. And guess what? Everything that Skylar just went through and John earlier, everything you need to know about your business is in that website and the brains behind it. How they did all that is beyond me. You hire an accountant, you hire a secretary, a scheduling person, you hire a brainiac, a numbers person. You got everything you need to run your business. You can manage your whole teams, your hierarchy, your own business. You can account for it. You can take notes. It blows me away, folks, what we're actually getting. Is there value in this? You'd make that decision when you learn it. And by the way, you're not going to learn it in a day. You're not going to learn it in a week. You're going to learn it over time by using it all the time. And that's how you're going to get good. And what Skylar just did with the CFC, man, oh man. Now, I know a lot of people referred business for the home office to close, and now we have closers will be able to do that. And by the way, I did the math real quick. If you were a closer just looking to close leads that were given to you, and you're paid $350 on an average from the average sale right there right now, you do 6 of them a week, you're making $109,000 a year. Now, how's that for a part-time gig? Ain't that something? How we doing? How about that? Now, you just got to understand that you got to learn your business. That's just being a certified closer. I'd want you to learn how to build a business. So how do you build a business? You got to learn how to talk about your business. And that's what I get to do tonight, and just give you a little introductions on how to do it and what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. Now, John, I don't know if you sent over the controls, because I just pressed them twice and it didn't go, but oh, there we go. There we go. Ooh, okay. Look at that, South Florida. The reason I'm putting that up there right now for you folks is because you got to have a reason to want to go build this, and you got to have reality. I know reality's smacking you in your paychecks and in your checking books right now, but look how the rest of the world's doing. Now, I'm in South Florida. I'm sorry to tell you, it's beautiful down here, okay, in Naples, Florida. In South Florida, look at that. Residents need to make $27.96 an hour to afford rent. And by the way, the rent is a 2-bedroom apartment. It's not a house, it's an apartment. Now, you might say, well, so if you do the math there, that's the equivalent of like, I don't know, that's $57,000, almost $58,000 a year just to afford a 2-bedroom place. That's ridiculous, folks. And some of you saying, well, I'm not in South Florida. Well, then this one is for you, okay, right now. If it would switch, I guess it didn't do that. There we go. I'll see if I can do it. Here we go. There we go. Look at that. Out of reach. This is in 2019, by the way. If you look at this, this is the National Low Income Housing Coalition that did these numbers. So if you think you're isolated, take a look at the rest of the country. In fact, if you're from Hawaii, you got to pay it's the highest. That's 36.82. You got to make almost $37 an hour just to live. That's $76,000 a year. The cheapest one there is Arkansas. So if you want to move, good. I think we're all going to raid John Waschenko and Skylar Whitman's houses because Utah's not looking so bad at $18 an hour. But there it is. If you think you got it bad, take a look at the Northeast up there. My goodness, folks, you wonder why you're struggling? And that's a 2-bedroom rental apartment. It's not a home. It's a rental apartment. So if you're looking for reasons why people got to make extra money, and by the way, last time I'm checking, I love this referral system. How many of you are guilty of referring people to go see a movie? When's the last time AMC Theaters or Regal Theory sent you a referral fee? Now, we're paying a lot of money to give referrals in this business. It's unbelievable for what's needed and want. And the most biggest thing is people don't know really what's going on out there in the world of finance and for their money. So we're going to bring you through a real quick presentation of what we say when we talk to people about our business. And the first thing we do is introduce 6 steps of financial security. And I dare tell you right now, when we do all 6 steps, we're going to tell you that if you got one of these 6 steps out of line, then you're never going to have financial security. And they're basic, and it's not open for debate or discussion. It's a matter of fact. And we challenge everybody, find something wrong in this. And we believe it's reduced to 6 steps, of which we have 2 services, because we imagine that, we convert debt into wealth. And so what are those 6 steps? Wouldn't you like to know it? And wouldn't you like to know if you have a barometer to be able to talk about this? So we show you. How many of you agree right now that you got to increase your cash flow? And the only way to do that is to make more money. Do you have to get another job, or can you work this business even part-time until you get it? Folks, you have to maximize your effort. And you got to work and make sure that your effort spent is the dollar comes in is worth your effort. So everybody has to increase your cash flow if you want to get to where you want to be today, because we're just not making enough money. You have to establish an emergency account. Now I'm going to give it to you straight, folks. You hear from all these people on television, all that crap, and I've heard them say, well, you should have 3 months of your salary. Bull! You see, what we want you to do is to put away 6 months in a passbook savings account or a CD, somewhere you're secure. And if you could work overtime and save as much as 6 months of your income, and Lord forbid you ever lost your job, you'd have 6 months where you don't have to die of stress of what's coming next. And I'm telling you right now, most people don't have enough for a $400 emergency. That's ridiculous. We are in the right place at the right time to educate people about choice, because people didn't know there's even options. It's our job to educate them. So we want you to have an emergency account. How about that? I love this. Manage and eradicate debt. Did you hear that? Eradicate it. Most people just don't know how to get it. They don't know how to eradicate or to manage it. Manage it. That's what our system does. It will, in fact, we have a GPS system that will work for you. I dare say every one of you, when you get in the car, 15, 20 years ago, you didn't have a GPS system in the car, and those that did paid a fortune for it. And you had to pay $4,000 extra bucks to have it in the car on your dashboard. Now it comes in your phone. You don't even need it in your car. And everybody uses it. And you know what? You rely on it. You know why? It's a satellite, and it pinpoints and tells you exactly what to do. We don't know of another real-time debt management system in the United States at all. I challenge anybody to find it and bring it to us. See, Worth has had it for 15 years and perfected it right up now. So this will coach you. It operates as a financial coach to teach you what to do and how to do it to eradicate debt and ensure proper protection. Most people work their whole lives and don't protect what you're working for. We think that's foolish. In case of anything happening, make sure you protect you and your family. If you love your family, do the right thing. And it's never wrong to do the right thing, even if nobody else is doing it. Now we're going to show you how to afford it, and there is no more excuses. Imagine that. We get to take the excuses away. Build long-term savings, BLT. In fact, you're going to see a BLT sandwich come up there in a minute. Long-term savings, most people are having trouble just doing the emergency account. No. You've got to save for the rainy day. You want to save for your retirements on who you're going to be in the future, okay? And we do that, and we show you the most effective, efficient way to do that. And then lastly, preserve your estate. I dare say most people aren't doing it because you're not planning for, remember, there's only 3 things going to happen to you, right, the way we look at it. You're either going to live too long, you're going to die too soon, or you're going to get sick. You got another one? Let me know about that. But those are the three, and you need to prepare yourself for any one of those threes happening. And preserving your estate, if you don't do it, I dare tell you, your estate that you live in already has done it for you, and you ain't going to like what they're going to say to do. It's called probate. It's not really good. You need to do it yourselves. We will point out to people how to do that. And there's your BLT Man. Don't you love those sandwiches? But in our case, you want to build long-term savings. Now, we put those steps into work by teaching people the rules of the money game. Now, how does it work? How does money work? See, either you're going to work for it or it's going to work for you. So how's it working for you now? And what do they what they aren't telling you? I learned this when we were 28 years old, and it blew me away. And I got 2 college degrees. Never heard it in the school I went to. And then want you to know that we went and it's called the Rule of 72. Ain't this something? Okay. And what's really good there? See that's a picture of Schuyler. Actually, you know, I said that today. I'm goofing on him. That's not really Schuyler. That's Albert Einstein, folks. I mean, look at him. But doesn't Schuyler look like him a little bit with longer hair? Now, isn't that something? Now, look what he put on the board there, the 9th wonder of the world, the Rule of 72. You see, you don't have to listen to me. What do I know? But this guy's brilliant. This guy is a genius, and he calls it the 9th wonder. Why? Because you're either going to earn interest or you're going to be paying it to someone else. And this is how money doubles, the compounding effect of money. You don't need a lot to start with. You start out with a little bit. It's amazing to me. And we take it for granted. And it's interest rate calculation. You take any interest rate you're making, divide it into 72, and that tells you how long it's going to take for your money to double. Now, I like to use an example and show it to you. So look at what he says. It's the greatest mathematical discovery of all time. That's a fact. It's undeniable. And yet we don't even get taught this. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I went into my son's 4th grade classroom and taught this using jelly beans. I got to tell you, that teacher was getting more calls from people because kids were going home just a handful of jelly beans. Some kids were going home with bags of them because you'll understand what I'm talking about right now. See, you got to make it relative for people. Now, we use an example. Here's a millennial at 23. You can use there's many examples. Brian Daly uses a great example. I love his too, but we had this real quick for tonight. So millennials don't even have $5,000 saved. So we thought we'd use that as the benchmark just to use for you, because when you're 23, life's everything. Man, you're a millennial. You want to learn how to save money. And you know what we'll do? We'll start at 2%. You know why? Because because interest rates are high and the economy is supposedly doing better, banks are now paying as much as 2%. But look at that. If you're 23 and you got $5,000 put away in a bank account earning 2%, your money's going to double every 36 years. Well, ain't that something? Yeah, how about that? That's not very exciting. So there you are, the 23, 5,000. You got to go to 59 to have 10,000, and I got to go all the way to 95. I'm going to stop there because you're pushing daisies about that time. Your 5,000 grows to 20. Folks, I got to ask you right now, when you're 95, if you're youngin' right now at 23, what the heck do you think 20,000 is going to buy for you then? A pack of gum and some, and a little soda pop or something. So let's go ahead and double the interest rate, or triple it. I'm tripling it there, going from 2% to 6%. Look at that. Your money doubles every 12 years. So I'm going to use the same kid, the same guy or gal at $5,000. And here's what I always ask you. Just not doing the math, don't stop it right now, cut that out. Just tell me what you think. You can write it down on a piece of paper now, and I'll give you $100 grand if you get the answer right away. Not doing the math. Don't be cheating on me. But here's the deal. What do you think? I tripled the interest rate. I went from 2 to 6. Okay, the doubling's every 12 years. At 95, you had 20,000 at 2%. Now when I triple it at 6, what are you going to have at 95? And you know what people do all the time, folks? And I set them up because watch what the answer is. Okay, they never get it. And by the way, I tell you, you know what? Look at that. I give you whatever you're saying you're going to get, and I keep the change. Because look at this. See, all the way we go out to 95, $320,000. That's incredible. From 2% to 6%. Now let's carry that one step further, folks. And I love sucking them in. We're only going to go 2% now. We're not tripling it. We're only going 2% higher. Same story. It's every 9 years now. Same 23-year-old. Same rule. Tell me what you think it's going to be. And, of course, now that they got it wrong, you all guessed wrong. You all guessed maybe 40,000, 60,000, 80,000. It was 320. Now you go nuts, you see? And you always give me the wrong answer again. And I tell you again, I'm going to give you what you say, and I'm keeping the change. Fair enough? Because that's what the bank's doing. What's the bank doing for you today? They built 4 walls and a roof, and you just walk in there, and you give them your money. Isn't that something? It's unbelievable. And what do they do for you? Nothing. In fact, they take your money and loan it out to somebody else for twice the amount of interest. What a scam. So let's carry 8% just show the difference, because you saw 320. What were you all guessing? Well, guess what, folks? In this example, $1 million, almost $1.3 million. Folks, take a look at this. Woo! Okay? Now look at that. Over there under 2%, we call this legalized extortion. So your grandparents never knew any better. They're making 2% or less. They got $20,000 and the bank is keeping almost $3 million. Are you kidding me? They ought to be locked up. That ought to be illegal for the banks or credit card companies or all these people doing that to the. They're preying on our ignorance. They're preying on our naivete. Those games are over now with the Worth program, folks. I just think you got to learn how money works, and there's A or B. A stands for awful, and B is bonita. You know, and when you're going to pick something, pick B for the big one. That's what you want, okay? I'd much rather have 1.28 million than 20,000. And that's the travesty of our society today. And even today, our people don't know any better. So once we learn the rules of money, we're going to apply how it works. And here's what we're going to do. You see, I'm already talking to a person that's got a mortgage. I'm going to say, what's your mortgage rate? And they tell me 4.5. People believe that. See, it's unbelievable. I get blown away with what you believe. Why do you believe that? Because the bank told you that? No, that's your stated rate, not your actual rate. And so what do we want to compare? We want to compare what you're really doing. See, and here's a real true example of 300,000, and I just picked this one out. In the back office, you got from 3%. John did it all the way up to 7%. I love it. Pick out the chart and put it right in front of them. And you can see right there in their first year, I'm paying 4.5. Oh, really? Would you be shocked if I told you, look over the right-hand column, you're really, of your money that you're paying to the bank every month, 73.47% is going to the bank, and you're buying them nice stuff. You're giving that CEO and all those people nice raises. How's your life working for you? See, go out 10 years. Now go to the 10-year column. Look at that. You're still paying after 10 years, 60% of every dollar you spend is going to interest. You're making them wealthy when you're struggling. Tell me why you're doing that. And now, if you don't like that one, go all the way down to 21 years. Folks, this is grand theft. You're still paying 34.85%, almost 35% to the bank, and you've lived there for 21 years of every dollar you're making. There's something really, really wrong in that. And our software, if you use it and apply it, and I should have put up a side-by-side example right now for what we do, but we take the same money you're spending and have the computer reallocate it for maximum return. What do? We use a few concepts. We accelerate your payoffs. We strategically plan. The computer strategically plans what bill should get what money and how much every month. And by the way, just so you know it, I love this. I even got a kid that thinks, well, I could figure that out, Dad. You're so full of bull. I told my kid, guess what? There's not a person I know, and I know tens of thousands of people, folks, in my life, in our career and everything else, and I don't know one. And I know some pretty savvy people, but I'll tell you this right now, out of 6 bills, listen to this. If you had 6 different bills, a couple of cars, credit cards, medical bills, student loans, your mortgage, a second mortgage, whatever, 6 of them, do you know that there's over 700 combinations that you could pay those bills off every month? My question back to you is, which one's the right one and which one's the most optimal? There is no way you could figure that out. Oh, sure you could if you had about 5 years and a lot of paper and a pencil, and you want to become a brainiac. You don't have time to do this. I like efficiency. We love the fact that Worth figured this out. John and Skylar invested millions over 15 years to make this thing perfect, and that's what it does. So we do strategic payoffs, wealth accumulation. Man, once you pay off your debt, you want money working for you and your family, not the banks, not the financial companies, and we show you how to do it. Then we give you coaching and education, and that's what our system does. That's what the software does. And I would dare say right now, knowing what I just said, and I normally would show you a side-by-side right now of before and after, and say, right now, I'm sitting right here, would you like to see your own analysis on what your money's doing for you? And they say, I go, great, let's just run an analysis then. The proof's in the pudding. The numbers don't lie, people do, okay? So we have, and you already know we have a raise in the compensation, but I want you to know something. When you learn this business, this is a real opportunity for you all to learn how to build a business, okay? I'm going to do this real quick because where didn't it go? Okay, all of a sudden I got stuck here. So want to show you just what the comp is, and Darlene did such a good job on these slides. John, I'm stuck for some reason. It's not moving if you're on that, if you can see it, and it's not moving when I tried to do it. Don't know why. Oh, there we go. Look at these are all the ranks, by the way. Okay, these are the management ranks. You start out as an agent, you work all the way up to field partner, and see this executive director right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. We got a program here in 3 months, 90 days. If you're coachable and pay attention, and you listen to, and do exactly what we tell you to do, when we tell you to do it, how we tell you to do it, and you agree to it, you're going to get to that position. You're going to get paid $11,000 in the process, and after that, you're going to make a boatload of money every time you transact a piece of business. I think you want to be coachable. This is fun, and it's all about team building. You could be alone. You could be a solo player here, but tell me why you wouldn't want somebody you care for and love learn how to share this concept with somebody else. You're almost morally responsible to, and in the first 30 days, we take you, and we'll go work with and for you to help you build a team if you choose to. And I'm telling you right now, you give me what we call 5 pointers, and you got a list, and I know you all got a list of 25 to 50 of them right off the top of the bat. I've never seen anything else other than that, ever, okay, in our whole career, and we'll go put 3 people in this business for you in 30 days, and if we can't, then you can come shoot me, okay? It's just a fact. This is a no-brainer business when you learn the language. So we're going to do that, and you get a promotion, by the way, by doing this, okay, all the way. In fact, you bypass 3 positions. So imagine that. And then in the next 60 days, here's our job, to do the same thing, to help those 3 do the same thing you did and put 3 people underneath there. Now, ain't that something? Now, you're also a managing director by doing that. They're just titles. It's okay. And you're going to go to a position where you make that $1,500 in the 90 days. Look at this. Now you're all of a sudden an ED. Look at that. Right there. And we help you. That's over 90 days. We work that with and for you, and you still won't know everything. We hand walk you until you tell us we don't need you anymore. And we guarantee we will not let you fail. Just follow through. Listen to the language. Learn to sing the song. That's all this is. Now we're going to show you, well, okay, how much do I get paid? What is it? You get a referral commission, okay, all the time for just referring on. Now, okay, I'm trying to hit that thing. There we go. Road to Executive Director. I hope I did this right. Okay, as an agent, you make 23% of what you're bringing on $3,500. That's $565. Check that out. That's one personal sale. Now look at this. As a supervisor, you're making $29. You get a raise. Okay, if you listen to what we say in the first 30 days, we're going to show you right there. When you come in the first 30 days, you go do one transaction. You get to bypass those positions, go right to director, and you're making $865 in every transaction you're doing on an average. Is that ridiculous? Okay, and then managing director, I'm going right up to executive director. That's 8 personal sales that we'll teach you how to do by building a team with and for you. And look at the compensation. Now, imagine that, okay, $1,175. But what we want to really demonstrate is the closer commission. That's where those closers that Skylar was talking about get paid $350 every time they do that. You can give it to the closers or the corporation, the home office, and they'll close it, and you're making that net figure right in front of you. The if you're an executive director, you're making $1,175 per person. Go do a couple of them, or go do one a week. I mean, are you kidding me? And you're worried about money? And guess what? Who do you know that owns a home? So there you go. Look at that. Look at the income. If you go close yourself, and I'm too cheap, folks. You know what? I'm not sure. I want to give away that $350. So you'd be keeping $1,525. Go look at those numbers right in front of you. Okay, all the way from $915 up to $1,525. That's incredible. And by the way, we give you a recruiting bonus, and you get 2 levels. The level 1 is 2%. The level 2 is 1%, which means on that same you get another $50 forever. On the 1525, now you're making 1575 on the first level right there, and that follows you forever. So this company is well thought out about how it goes. Now I want you to know spread. This is good. Why would you want to build a team? This is why you want to build a team. Look at that. If you're a supervisor and have an agent, you make $150 when somebody else on your team is doing a transaction. You didn't do it. Okay, $300 when you're a director overriding an agent. Then if you're a managing director, look what you're making, $455. Let's go big. And this is with the home office closing or a closer. You make $610, folks. Have 5 people doing that in a month. That's $3,000. What could you do with an extra $3,000? Are you kidding me? How about that? Ain't that something? Folks, I can go on and on and on about what the possibilities are. It's really totally up to you. I'm just very pumped. And Skylar was doing a good job just tickling you a little bit about July 16th. I dare tell you even 90 days after that, You will be very, very regretful. Remember, there's only two pains in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. I would not want to live in the pain of regret that I coulda, shoulda, woulda, and I didn't. Okay? So right now, if you believe in anything you just heard and you saw something that motivated you, you certainly see the compensation. If you're not motivated to go do that, we got to turn around and get off your booties and go do something. How about that? Ain't that something? Okay, and you know what? We'll help you every step of the way because I already know what's coming down the road 90 days even after what Skylar's going to give you on the 16th. It would be silly not to have a company built within a company. This is your company. This is your right. This is what you want to make it, and we will not let you down. Do you hear that? We promise you we'll not let you down. We'll challenge you. You just let us coach you. You submit to it. You be a team, and the world is yours. Folks, I'm pumped up. I'm so excited about what Darlene did last Saturday. I'm looking forward to her on this Thursday night doing it. And Joan Hockenstadt had a team on today that is unbelievable. People all came from You First and her team. It was big. Larry Spear under Brian Daly just went and closed. By the way, I love this. Where can you go and help people in their 60s make a huge difference in their life? Larry told me a case this morning on the phone. I couldn't believe it. This is great. You can help the youngins in their 20s. You can help the seniors in their 60s and 70s. Folks, we don't discriminate anywhere because money doesn't. Now, go make it your day. Go make it your business. Go make it your company. And that's all I have to say about that. Skylar, back to you to close out for the evening. Thank you for the gift of your time.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach Young. Oh, man, his energy is infectious. I'm sure you would agree. All right, well, hopefully this information has been helpful tonight. We have gone through and reviewed some information that, again, a fair amount of people have been calling up and asking for. We have recorded this call. We will be posting it in the agent back office, and we're going to go ahead and stop recording now. But if you do have questions and you'd like to be able to get some answers to those questions, please feel free to hang on. We're going to go ahead and end the audio portion of the call, but we're going to go ahead and answer questions in the comment section. So if you have questions, please feel free to type away. We're going to hang with you for a little while, and we will be responding to your questions in the comment section. Other than that, we look forward to seeing you on Thursday night's closer training. Again, that will be held by Miss Darlene Preston at 8 p.m. Eastern, and she will be training on how to present and close the worth account. All right, everyone, thank you so much. We'll go ahead and end the audio side of this. Have a wonderful night, and we'll respond to any questions you have. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.